Randall.
Hey, Rosebud.
How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the final act. Today we break down tracks 10 through 12 of Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl, the twists, hidden meanings, expert takes, and why these songs hit for anyone navigating love, loyalty, identity, or connection. Married, dating, or flying solo, this episode speaks to the relationships we build and the stories we tell when the spotlight fades. And to the Do We Have To crew, welcome to another episode of Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Emily.
It's a Not Actual Family Studios production. Executive producer, Colin Schmedium, dropped off some cookie dough for us last night in Haskell.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was. You know what's crazy is when you get older, I noticed this last night, like you'll do shit like that. You'll buy like from your family, you'll buy like cookie dough or trash bags or whatever. You'll totally forget about it.
Yeah.
It's like, how you used to...
Well, like every kid has a fundraiser of some kind.
I know.
And like Girl Scout season's coming up, so we'll buy cookies from...
How long ago did we buy cookies from Nora?
It was her birthday party.
So that was a while ago.
I mean,
see,
it's
that's what I'm
been
saying. Your mind just melts. You just give out money and you don't even think anything. Colin could have just kept that cookie dough and not even said a word.
We would never have remembered.
I would never have even thought anything of it.
No, I can't even eat it. So.
Do you think that crossed his mind? Like maybe I should just keep it. No,
I don't think
they'll know. They'll know.
Well, no, those tubs are pretty big. They probably have plenty in their freezer.
That's true.
Taking up space. So I would notice.
Yeah. And today's show is being brought to you at youtube.com/@DoWeHaveToA podcast and all major podcast apps. And of course, you can always go and get anything of our archives and updates for the show at dowehaveto.com. Yeah. And today's show, not only are we going to be performing our final act with Taylor Swift, which is so sad, this beautiful album vinyl cut that we got for Emily with the light shining on it. Sorry, Colin, don't be mad. I do really like this. This is one of my favorite vinyls we've ever gotten. It may be because of the. Am I allowed to take it out?
Yeah.
Is that okay? I just want to show
if it's not
for
in
folks that don't have it. Oh, is it in our record player? You
it
think?
Very well might be.
Hold on, let me see what it is. Sorry for all that noise. Colin's gonna be so mad about that. Oh yeah, here it is. No, we got it. Yeah, look at that. I just love the orange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The orange is just so pretty with the glitter.
It is.
Are you still glad that this is the one you got as opposed to the other variants?
Oh, God, yeah.
Because there's like 5 variants, right?
There's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's multiple CD
6
variants with different acoustic titles. Anyway, yeah, not only are we going to be covering, obviously, the final act and Taylor Swift's last 3 songs of Track of Life of a Showgirl, but we're also going to be talking about 90s nostalgia again. Emily and I are going to be getting deep with a new version of Let's Get Deep, which is the Friends version that we had mentioned. That was actually featured on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, who now have season 3 out. Papa Ron's already watched through that in about a week.
I know. He binged it without me.
It's just so funny. If you would have told me my 7-year-old father, number one, would be living with us, when I'm in my 40s, and then binge watching reality Mormon Wives TV shows, I would have said, at least 10 years ago, you're insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, speaking of insanity, there is some really good 90s nostalgia items or nuggets that occurred this wonderful week that we're going through. Today, obviously, is, typically we record now, it seems like on Wednesdays. And this is Wednesday evening, which is the 18th? 18th?
Hi.
And so we're going to be going through November 16th through the 22nd. And so here's some great things that happened from November 16th to 22nd during the 1990s. Let's start off with a banger.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire, 1996 premieres.
You complete.
Right? You wouldn't talk about marriage. That is like the ultimate, like 2 people coming together. Wasn't necessarily a relationship like just off of instant love, but like built things together and then realized that there's just more to it than just like that initial like love at first sight.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
That was a good movie.
Bruce Springsteen song, Secret Garden.
I haven't watched it in a really long time, but I remember that.
Would you watch that with me? Because I love that movie.
Yeah.
My mom, she got that on, obviously VHS back then. But I think we wore that bad boy out. But he won Best Original Song, I believe, at the Oscars.
Oh, nice.
Cuba Gooding Jr. won Best Supporting Actor. But yeah, that Secret Garden. Oh, Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, that was good stuff. What's your favorite part of that movie? Like just off the top of your head, is it the You Complete Me scene? Because I feel like that's like a go-to for most people.
That or probably the little boy that says like the human head weighs 8 pounds.
Oh, I do love that. I like it. He keeps asking him if he can go to the zoo. He's like, we got to go to the zoo. And he's like, buddy, the fucking zoo's closed. And then he's like, you said fuck.
Yeah.
My favorite scene, though, is when Tom Cruise, or Jerry Maguire, I should say, is in the bathroom with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character. Was it Rod Tidwell, I think, is the name of the football player? How do I know that off the top of my head? But I think he's in the bathroom with him, and he's naked, and he's telling him all these things he wants him to do. And he's like, I'm out here killing myself for you. And he's like, I want you to do this, this. And he's fine. You know, that's probably one of my favorite. Or Show Me the Money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's some really great scenes. Or I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do.
Doesn't he take a fish?
Flip out. Yeah. He goes, yeah. He puts it in the bag.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
I highly recommend. So for any of the young, because there is younger audience that are part of the Do We Have To crew, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch that banger from 1996, I highly recommend. But if you need a good rom-com/drama in your life, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo 64 around this time, the global hype peaked. Do you remember Nintendo 64 when you were growing up? You're probably like, what? So if we're talking 96 here, that would mean you were 8?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Or no. Yeah, you're 10. 10. Oh my God, I can't do
I never played it.
Shout out Uncle Jeff math. Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. I mean, it was 64-bit. I mean, you know what that means, right?
No. Well, I don't care, though.
What? It's all about...
It's a game system. I never played video games.
Well, just think of it this way. It's all about like how you can process things, how fast it is, how it visually looks. Nintendo, which is like 2 versions prior to that, was 8-bit. So it's like you're talking about 8 times the processing power. And then you're talking about now having like 3D games as opposed to 2D scrollers. So through 3 dimensions, and Mario 64 was a part of that, and Wave Racer 64 and Pilot Wing 64. And they like to throw the 64, Star Fox 64, which is probably my favorite.
I think Mario is the only video game I recognize from anything that you've said.
Star Fox? You don't remember Star Fox?
I don't know what that is.
It's about a fox, a turtle, an owl, or a frog, and an eagle, or whatever.
None of those things seem to go
it's
together.
Like Top Gun meets Raccoon from Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. And they're going to kill this bad guy that's taken over. And it's awesome. It's dope. And they had this thing called a Rumble Pack. So you take the little 64, well, it's not little, this big chunky 64 controller, look like a tripod kind of look to it. And you smack this thing in the back of it. And so when you're shooting or doing stuff or you get hit, it rumbled.
Ooh, thanks.
Right? Yeah. So obviously that was really obviously, and when we talked last week too, and again, dowehavto.com/ or why do I do that every fucking time? YouTube.com / @ do we have to a podcast. Do we have to a marriage podcast?
Just go to the YouTube page.
Stop.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. At least I can say that. Last week we talked about PlayStation. So those two were the ones that were duking it out. You know, at the time, as far as like, because Microsoft hadn't gotten there yet with Xbox. That wouldn't happen, but for a few years later, like in the early 2000s is when Xbox came out. So really, you were talking about 2 of the main video game providers outside of Sega, but Sega was starting to head downhill at that point.
So PlayStation and Nintendo were the first play system things?
Actually, Nintendo and Sega. Well, actually, Atari, right? And then whatever was before Atari, if there was anything before Atari. But Atari, then Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and then Sega got in again with the Dreamcast. So there was like just Sega Genesis, which is a 16-bit game deal, and then eventually they did a Dreamcast, which was more of the higher processing disc, and then Sega CD and CD and then Dreamcast. Yeah.
Which one did you have?
Well, I had all of them, but I owned a Nintendo for a while. Then it obviously went to Super Nintendo. Then I had a Nintendo 64 for a period of time. I got that Nintendo 64. I had to spend the night over at this lady across the hall in our apartment buildings because she worked nights. So I had to spend the night sleeping on the couch so she didn't have to have a babysitter for her kid. It fucking blew. It was creepy in there. I was not a fan of that. And I did it for I want to say 2-3 months of doing that during the week. And I got $180. I mean, the wages there were really, really below what they should have been. And I was not a fan of it. And I was not a fan of her. So, but But I had one of those, and then we moved to North Carolina. I ended up getting a PlayStation. Then I had a Dreamcast for a little while, and eventually I ended up having an Xbox.
And that's the one you have now, right?
That's correct. The Xbox One. Yeah. Microsoft guy. Although, I mean, I love the PlayStation. Seamus has a PlayStation, so it's not like we don't have it. You know what I mean? But yeah, those are all like they're basically three companies. You got the Sega, PlayStation, and then Nintendo during the 90s. And then in the 2000s, you had Xbox.
Does Apple have one? My hair is like...
No, they have like the arcade. They have their own app, and you can connect a controller and play it, obviously. But like, no, they don't have a game system. They haven't gotten there. Or if they even want to go there. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough business to crack into. I feel like
it's a saturated market.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, there's only room for so many providers, right?
Yeah, you can only play one thing.
Well, that's not necessarily true. And then they have Steam Deck now. The Steam Decks where it's like it's more of like PC gaming, but they have a tablet for that, and a system you can. So there's just a ton of stuff, and then there's computer gaming too. So I mean, like it's not like Microsoft wasn't around. They were obviously doing PC games, but like the actual console itself. Yeah. Toy Story, November 22nd, 1995 begins. It's the first full Disney CGI film. And one of the first ones just in general.
Isn't it Pixar? The first Pixar film?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I said Disney because Disney owns Pixar now. But you're right. It was Pixar. That was before Disney bought them and started trying to create a world monopoly on pretty much everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love Toy Story.
Favorite part of Toy Story? Slam my arm into the door or the wall.
I like the little wiener dog where he falls out of the back of the car.
Was that your favorite back then? Or is it because now you have a dachshund?
Well, I do have a dachshund, but he was like an old dog then, like the old slinky dog then.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was... I don't know. Yeah, he was probably still my favorite.
Got it. Okay, fair enough.
When he stretched all the way out of the movie game.
My favorite is when either when they fucked with that bully kid Spike, like they all like were like, we're gonna kill you, but we're gonna fuck with you if you don't stop doing what you're doing to all these toys. Or probably actually it's more the pizza thing when they have the claw. Remember that's like
and
that,
the little aliens. Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that. Otherwise, that was a very depressing movie for me.
Yeah, I could
that movie series is so depressing. It makes me think of my mortality every time I watch it. I can't do it. Disney does that to me a lot, though.
I think watching them as an adult does something different, though. I think it's meant to be that way for you.
I feel like I'm a bit of maybe not empath is probably the wrong word because I feel like that's probably giving myself too much credit. I think I'm just overly aware of things at times, unfortunately, and that creates a lot of anxiety for me sometimes. And even watching that movie when I was like little, I was like, oh, there's a finality to like this stage of life. And then it's like, you don't get it back. Like even then I was thinking about that.
Well, see, but for me, I thought like it's real. Like I always said that my toys had like a whole life and a whole personality when I wasn't around. Like my imagination was like, this is what it's like when I'm not in the room. And then there's a movie about it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So video games not interested, but pretty sure my toys are alive and talking to each other when I'm gone.
Absolutely.
All right. We're up on the same page. 1994, 1995 around this week, there was a lot of buzz in the media about text messaging and what the implications of that are. And man, I tell you what, you want to talk about its effect on marriage or relationships. I mean, that's really the main form of communication. We have a lot of people now that don't really like talking on the phone and really you're just texting or you're texting videos to each other. I mean, that's what that's
what our marriage is.
Well, that's mainly my fault. Even our family chat, there's so many videos, which I know 75% of them aren't watched. Colin makes it very clear all the time.
I would think more than 75%.
He just says it to me all the time for no reason. I don't watch any of your text messages. That's what he says to me.
I watch about every other
unless I make you.
Yeah, and then
But obviously back then, it's cool. You can type in a message to each other, but God, not knowing what that was going to be.
When did you start texting?
Sidekick.
How old were you?
I mean, I had the ability on my phone, but it was like one of those little Nokias. Remember those like
The block ones?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was kind of a pain in the ass because you had to do it with the numbers and you had to go through the letter. Oh my God, it took forever. Yeah. But when I got a Sidekick, which was probably about, I want to say 2006, 7, that's when I was texting all the time because I had the keyboard. I love that thing. I would go back to a Sidekick.
Yeah, I was going to say mine was in college too.
If Apple came out with some sort of Sidekick type of Apple phone, I would get it in a heartbeat. Well, assuming we could afford it.
And my dad was like all pissed about it. We weren't allowed to text because it cost money,
extra. Like 5 cents a word or something,
like
or a message, or 5 cents and 10 cents a message. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, and then
now it's just standard.
And then he was like, "Fine," because I kept breaking that rule. And then he was like, "Fine, you can have so many a month." And then I broke that rule, and then we got the unlimited. So, and then, now it's like just a thing. Like, I think you don't have to track minutes or anything now.
Well, everything usually has an unlimited plan now associated with it. I mean, it's just these data provide. I mean, as soon as they realize they, can't really make a bunch of money off of like the individual stuff, then all of a sudden it's like, well, now it's just about, we need to get customers. So you have these like unlimited plans and that pretty much every provider has that now. But you can just see the evolution of what's coming with technology and how that's going to affect relationships and how we communicate with each other. I mean, that's just 30 years ago, essentially, and like the world is completely different now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. 1997 at this time, Good Will Hunting is starting to be, discussed regularly. There's some Oscar buzz. We just talked about this the other night because I was I don't remember what prompted it, but I know we were watching the Chiefs game.
Yeah. It was a commercial, I think.
Oh, there was a commercial. Okay. And it just happened to show Good Will Hunting for some reason. And Emily's never seen it. And I was like, that's a great movie. They won Best Screenplay for that. That's like kind of what put Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on the map. It's not the only thing they were in movies and stuff prior to that, but then more of Ben Affleck was in Dazed and Confused, which is fantastic. But they also had a connection with Kevin Smith. But that's where really their careers launched to being at a very high A-list level. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's a really good movie. Do you know what it's about?
No.
So it's about this guy in Boston. He works as a janitor at Harvard, and their math department, they put up like a problem that's like an unsolvable problem, or a problem they're working to solve or they just solved, but it took years of theoretical mathematics of them determining how to solve it. He just goes up there in an evening and fills it all out. And they're like, okay, whoever, they're in class and they're like, whoever did it, come on down, be recognized or whatever. And you find out it's this guy who's a janitor, and you find out that he's like basically the smartest person in the world, and it's not even close. But he has a horrifically troubled past. And so it's this really interesting contrast of all this gift and talent, but the environment they grew up in, he wasn't going to do anything with that. You know what I mean? And so they're trying to push him to do something more with himself. He goes and has to go see a therapist because of a court order. And Robin Williams is the therapist. It's really good. Very, very good. Highly recommend it. And Ben Affleck plays his best friend in it. And he's got probably my favorite line in the entire movie, which is towards the end.
Which is what?
He's just having a conversation with him. And it sounds like he kind of resided himself. He's not going to pursue this relationship that was very healthy for him with somebody he clearly cared about and loved. He wasn't going to take a job that was going to provide him, a good lifestyle based on his intelligence that he could attain. And he was just going to work construction. And he was kind of talking to him about like, yeah, our kids will play Little League together. And he's like, if you're here in another year or 2 years, I'll kill you myself. And he's like, what are you doing? He goes, you owe it. And he's like, oh, I'm so tired of people telling me, I owe it to myself. Like, what are they, what I mean? He's no, you owe it to me. He goes, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And there's nothing wrong with it. But, basically like, this is what my ability is, but you're special. You have the ability. Every day when I come to pick you up, I hope you're not there. Like that you've gone and left and you're going off and doing something. It's so good. It's that good where I can just recite what's going on. You know what I mean? But it's really good. And I hope to watch that with you one day. And do we have to crew? Let us know. Hey, did you own a Nintendo 64? Did you go and see Jerry Maguire in theaters? I don't think we did. How about Good Will Hunting? Tell us your thoughts on all these wonderful 90s nostalgia. When was your first memory of texting? What was your first phone that you used to text on? Go to dowehavето.com, submit a question or a comment to the show, or follow us on any of our socials. Emily will give out at the end, and feel free to comment.
Mine was a pink Samsung like flip phone.
Oh, nice. Oh, dope. So that's when they started having like customized ringers too, where you could buy music off of, right? Yeah. What was your first song that you ever had that you purchased for your phone ring?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
I'll tell you, mine was "Let It Burn" by Usher.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So, we got deep in the 90s, guys. And as normal, we're going to also get deep with each other. And today, we're actually going to get deep on the realm of the plane of our friendship.
We're doing the friend. I don't want to tip it over because it'll all fall out, but we're doing the friend version today.
And I talked Emily into just actually pulling the card live so everybody knows that she didn't pre-pick the card. To make sure that it's one that is advantageous. So she's going to pull one live right now. And again, we mentioned, guys, this game is called Let's Get Deep. The company's called Buy Relatable. And again, it was featured on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and you can get it at any major retailer.
Yeah, I don't like this question.
Let's do it. We're doing a deeper one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Ugh. Have you cut ties with any friends? Who and why? Well, I mean, duh. I think a lot of that speaks for itself. There's a lot of people I've cut ties with, and it's mostly because they aren't good people. They're not the right kind of people. They're toxic, or we're not on the same life path anymore. But I'm not going to name any names.
Well, I mean, to your point, it doesn't mean they're bad people or anything. It's just as you go through life. But I do think, I will say, I think the thing that you realize the most is like, there's really like what an actual friend is
a lot smaller
than what you really have for most. I mean, you have tons of acquaintances because, like your kids go to school and they interact with other parents. And I mean, I spent plenty of time learning, not the hard way, but just learning through that like you do have like some closeness at times with people, but like, the point of those things happening, they're all motivated off of convenience. It's not like, you know what I mean? There's an unconditional acceptance and caring that happens. And so as soon as anything changes or motivations change, those things fall by the wayside. And I think it's just an important thing to know. Like, you're just going to, I think if you're doing it right, you're just going to have a small group of people in your life that really matter. And then unfortunately, sometimes life happens, we've had divorces in our family, we've had those things happen where by proxy of that, you kind of find out who your real people are and who, who isn't. And it just works out that way. It's just life.
Yeah. I would say those are pretty big ones. And like, there were people that I had in my life when my younger sister was around, and when she passed away, they weren't there for me in the way that I felt like I needed them. And we slowly just lost touch after that. And when we had kids, we lost touch with certain people because we were in a different state of our life. They were in a different state of theirs.
Sure. Yeah.
When we got engaged, that happened too. And so it's just kind of like every major life milestone that you kind of go through, your circle kind of, it comes a little closer instead of broadens out. And
I think that's
those
healthy
change. And I think that's what people get kind of caught up on is like, and it's really hard nowadays because you're on social media and you have, 500 or 2,000 some odd friends on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But when was the last time you actually talked to them? When was the actual last time you made a point to get to see them or have a conversation or do something specifically with them? We have all of these people that we're within reach of, but yet we're not really doing anything regarding building and cultivating that friendship.
Yeah.
It's just looking at where people are and it's choosing what to put out there in the first place. So it's like, I'm okay with this being out in the public and out in the known. So sure, that person I knew in high school that I was really good friends with, but I haven't seen since the day of graduation. Yeah, they liked it. They commented, how cute, blah, blah, blah. That's not, they're not my friend anymore. Like they're just there.
Yeah. Well, there's something to say for like nostalgia and then networking from a period of time where you did spend a lot. Like when you're a kid and you grow up with somebody your entire life, to me, that's different than having an acquaintance at work that you like, that was the one thing I needed to learn a lot, was not having friendships at work. I have such an opposite stance on that now. And again, this is just opinion, guys. This isn't like I'm telling you what to do or fact, but I tell you what, it's not, I don't think that, I think from a professional standpoint, like having friendships at work, it's fine to have like I guess an ally or somebody you meet minds with, but I think we have to all be careful about what we share, how we share it, and how we talk about other people, especially in the workplace with other people. Yeah. I highly recommend not having that friends work. I think it's just one of those things that never is, for the most part, it's not a positive thing. I've seen it happen where, you have two people that are really close and they stay friends. I mean, yeah, it happens. I just think the likelihood is that if you have a bunch of buddies at work, it's not all that great.
Yeah. I think I was really good about that because I grew up in a family of workaholics. And they did not have a social life with people they worked with. Like that was just not a thing. And I agree with that. And I remember when I was younger, your dad used to give me advice about that. And I kind of, I don't think it was my intention to blow it off, but I think I blew it off. And I wish I would have listened a little bit more back then. It would have saved me some stress. Nothing bad happened. It's just unnecessary stress because you're hooked on with people that you don't need to be hooked on with. You know what I mean? Just you go and you do your job and I don't do the company parties. I don't do the Secret Santa's gift exchange. I don't do the potluck dinner. Like I just don't partake in that stuff. And it's not because I want to be rude or anything. Yeah. It's just, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for a social life. I'm here for my job. I want to get it done and go home and get paid for what I'm doing. It's transactional. Am I nice? Do I make conversation? Do I like working with certain people? Absolutely. Yeah. But are you going to be my best friend? No.
And it doesn't mean that you can't cultivate an actual friendship out of it. It doesn't mean that it's bad if you have one. So certainly don't take it like that. It's just, for us, we've just found more success and less stress in changing our habits there. Really more me than Emily. But I've found it to be a lot less stressful, not just having that extra. Same thing with parents in school and stuff. I think we have a great school and our kids are really happy with the people they spend time with. And I used to be really overly involved where we're doing I was coaching and things like that. And a lot of times I was miserable because I felt like I have a natural people pleaser personality. I don't think it's natural. That's what I was for a long time. Especially when I was bigger and mental health wasn't great. And I feel like, it just was one of those things. It always ended up being a source of stress because I just always was feeling like I wasn't doing as well or right thing. And you're thinking you're associating with how it affects your kids or, you know what I mean? And now that we're not really involved in that sort of way at all. And maybe we have one close relationship, from that whole time, it's so much less stressful.
Yeah. I mean, we have more than just one, but,
oh, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant when I say one, I mean a small group as opposed to we
have the group of parents.
We have a whole team of parents where we're trying to, build and have relationships with and stuff. And they're all great people. It just didn't make any sense. It was just a source of stress after a period of time.
Yeah. But it was self-inflicted stress.
Yeah, no, nobody was causing it. It was just one of those things of trying to keep up with all of that and cultivating it and doing that. And to your point, it's not anybody else's responsibility to have an unconditional relationship with you. If you're still trying to give energy to that when it's not there, you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And same with us. It wasn't like there was an unconditional, it's a conditional relationship. So it's really, it's not really an actual relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah. And having that understanding and mindset of it, I don't know, it's saved me a lot of stress.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the room mom kind of parent, so I stay out of a lot of it.
That's not the same thing. It's coordinating and organizing.
No, but you were very much involved in that, sport wise and getting
coordinating and organizing and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it when I did it.
I just don't function that way.
It just ended up being stressful.
Yeah.
And I say it ended up being stressful. I didn't think it was stressful at the time, but now that we're not really involved in that type of way, I'm like, oh yeah, this is more healthy.
Yeah. That's totally my sister's job. She loves to be the room mom and
she's good at it too.
She is really good at it and good for you. But that instantly just gives me an obscene amount of anxiety. I just can't do it.
Fair enough. Yeah. And guys, we're going to keep playing, these games. So what we're going to do now going forward is we're going to switch off. So that we've got 3 versions of the game. We'll stay on to what?
3 versions of the same.
We do. We have the family version,
I know we do.
the friendship
It's just
version,
insane.
and the relationship version. And what we'll do is each week we'll do a different version of the card at the same level. So we're on deeper now. So next week we'll either do a we'll decide, hey, you tell us what you want us to do. You want us to do a relationship card next week? Or do you want us to do a family card? And we'll do a deeper one next week. And then we'll just go in order from there going forward for the rest of our times. I mean, I think we're just going to do this show until one of us dies, right? And then we'll have a widow show. Guess we had to.
Guess we had to.
A widow podcast.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to be around for a while. It's a good thing we added versions of the game because we'd be running out of cards.
I guess.
Yeah. And now that we've gotten deep with each other as we are encouraging and elevating our friendship in a relationship, because friendship's important in a relationship. And again, guys, like I said, give us your answer to the question as well. DoWeHaveTo.com. Reach out to us on our socials. You know, you respond or give good feedback. We will talk about it on air, right?
Yeah.
But now it is time for the final. I'm really kind of sad about this. I've actually really enjoyed this, and I feel like it's gone by really quickly. Yeah. What do you mean? What, really? Like, you don't believe me?
Yeah, no, I didn't expect you to like doing this.
I love Taylor Swift. Now,
no, I know you do. I
don't get as crazy. No, crazy is the wrong word. I don't get as passionate about it as other people do. I think she's a great human being. I love her choice in men and family. You know, being a Kansas City too, her connection now to the city is awesome. So like, there's just so many things, and the positivity and what it's done for her daughters, and our son likes her music, and like, I don't know, it just seems to touch everybody, and whether it's good or bad, but I mean, everybody's talking about it. And so I enjoy talking about it.
Yeah.
So tracks 10 through 12 is what we're going to be reviewing today for Life of a Showgirl, the final 3 tracks. And what are those in order, Em?
Canceled, Honey, and Life of a Showgirl.
Canceled, Honey, and Life of a Showgirl. Okay, so starting with Canceled, right? That's number 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, Canceled.
I think.
I really enjoy this song. So this might be, last week, and again, youtube.com/@DoWeHaveToAMarriage podcast or any major podcast episode, we talked last week, Emily and I divulged that our favorite song was Wish List, which was track, 8? And so our favorite song was a part of our last episode. However, I will say, even though that's my favorite song, this might be like, I don't know, if I was out and about, or if I was like wanting to work out to a song. I don't really ever work out to Taylor Swift, but if I did, this might be the song. Yeah. I don't know. It gets me hyped up a little bit.
Mine would be Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh God. I love how Maeve every morning makes me say, our daughter, our 6-year-old makes me say, sing. She goes, Dad, sing Elizabeth Taylor. So I'll go, Elizabeth Taylor.
And then she follows it.
What's the lyric after that? Do you think it's forever or whatever? Yeah, she'll start singing that. We have to do that about 10 times every single morning before school. So I do enjoy that. But no, Canceled, I just think it's a banger.
It is.
It's got it's not like too fast. It's not too slow. And I think it's just got like this intensity to it that I really, really enjoy. Yeah. What do you think about like, I feel like these last 3 tracks, there's not as much, it's not talked about as much.
No, so I think they're pretty straightforward, like as far as like hidden meanings.
Okay. So what's Canceled about then?
Well, I mean, anybody that's been a part of cancel culture, like we're all so into it. Everything's getting canceled. Like everybody needs canceled, like cancel the cancelers kind of thing. It's just kind of like, nobody has any, well, there's like a highlight where she's like, they don't make loyalty like they used to. Well, that's true. Like there's really not.
Which again, that's why when we were talking earlier about like friendships and things like, I mean, the ability to find people that are actually there for you no matter what, when you're at your best or at your worst, which I tend to dip between those all the time. I mean, the ability to find somebody that'll be there regardless, I think it's extremely difficult. Do you think this had anything? Do you think this song? Because every time I listen to it, all I think about is her supposed what people talk about her conflict with Blake Lively, which is even a conflict, or is it this a way of her saying that? I really don't think
I'm
going to be friends with people I'm going to be friends with.
I was going to say, I think it's just her saying, you know what, think about whatever you want, but I'm going to have the people in my life that I want to have in my life. And it also is a reflection of people who choose to put her in her life tend to get thrown under the bus just because they're associated with her. So it's kind of like, it's a two-way street kind of thing. But I don't know. Like, I don't know how you go from being somebody's godmother to not being a friend.
She's
in
one of their
such a
kids'
short.
godparent?
I think she's two of them.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, absolutely. So absolutely. I guess that makes sense. And yeah, would you really think that they're not getting along? I doubt.
How would you have two albums where you basically name their children?
Yeah.
And then like you created this whole story in your album and used their names and like, I don't know. I just think. Yeah,
I know. I'm just saying from a media perspective, they were making it like there was tension between the two of them, no?
Right. Well, just because they're not seen out in public anymore and she wasn't going to go publicly and, say anything about the trial and whatever.
The situation that Blake's in with the actor.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. She was on a world freaking tour. When do you think she's going to have time to do any press at all? She never really came out and did any press for anything. She never really came out and did any press for Travis. She never really did press for her.
Why would she do press though for something like this?
Like,
I mean, it has nothing to do with her.
Exactly. Like,
you be there and support the person, but you don't need to go and speak on it. So
right.
People
and
tend
keep that behind closed doors. Like, why give them ammunition to use it against you later on? Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Don't worry about it. We get yelled at for cutting each other off all the time. It's not on purpose.
I know.
No, go ahead. But all I was saying is that there tends to be creativity with silence, meaning that when there's not something being said, people feel like they just have to talk and create why there's silence. Mm-hmm. We talk about it with our kids all the time. Like, it's okay to be quiet. And it's not because I don't want to hear our kids talk, but when I'm listening and I'm guilty of this too. You don't have to just talk about nonsensical things that don't really matter because it's silent. Like, sometimes it's okay to be quiet. You know what I mean? And I think we as a society have a huge problem with that in regards to like, if there's nothing being said, or if you're right, if there's focus being somewhere else but there's a possibility of something happening. Like, I've noticed too, even some people, because she's been around people that voted for Trump, she's like, there's some people that are like, oh, she shouldn't be around. She shouldn't be spending time with these guys or podcasts or pro-Trump or whatever. And I'm like, we didn't vote for Trump, but like, I'm not going to cancel her or want nothing to do with her because she hangs out with people that have a different political perspective of them, whether you deem it evil or not. I definitely think there's people in that voter base that, are not making great life decisions for how they treat other human beings. But I mean, it doesn't mean you're a bad person just because you vote for somebody that you don't vote for.
Right.
And I think we as a society have really gotten away from that, I get it. I understand the passion behind it. It's just, there's no productive energy. There's nothing productive about it. Mm-hmm. There's the productivity and the things that have been done from like a protesting perspective of stating kind of, hey, we don't agree with how things are being governed. Like, that's fine as long as it's legal. But like hating each other for it and going after each other, and both sides are guilty of it. But I think it's kind of crazy. Like, she tends to do a good job of like, obviously putting things at face value, and there's not like a checklist criteria. And if you don't check off one of these boxes, I have to hate you or not want anything to do with you. And I think we could all learn from that. Well,
I just think, as a celebrity of any kind, you are damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And I think it goes back to that whole thing she said, like, just because my name is in it doesn't mean it's any of my business.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
Why worry about what everybody else is saying? Like, got it, I'm canceled. Guess what? Now you're canceled. Guess what? We're still friends. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
At some point, somebody's going to have something that they wish wasn't public become public, or be talked about in a way that nobody really knows what's going on and nobody really understands the dynamic behind it. So just ignore them.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what I like about the song is like at the end of the day, you know, if your goal is for, you know, a group of people or an individual or whatever, if you want to be a good friend to them, a true friend, it is your ability to be there with them, even if the optics aren't good.
Yeah.
You know, there's whole things to be said, like for boundaries. If somebody's causing you harm, that's completely different. I'm just talking about something that had nothing to do with you, and you're gonna shit on them about it. Like, why would you do that if you're their actual friend? And same thing, why would you want somebody to be your friend if they're only your friend when everything's going well? And as soon as something goes bad, they either distance themselves or they're off talking about you, or you know what I mean? So it's really one of those things that you can learn a lot from just a simplistic song, in the sense of like, people are going to make mistakes, but you're still going to be there for them, so long as it's not causing you harm in that sort of sense. You know what I mean? But I think some people societally think, well, because they have this viewpoint, if I have anything to do with them, it means I have to have this viewpoint, or I'm associated with it. And it's just that's not that black and white.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Honey, track 11. You like this one?
I do. This is Seamus's favorite song.
This is Seamus's favorite song? Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it? I mean, well, obviously I love it because Seamus loves it, but I really enjoy it. I was listening to it earlier today before we were going to record the show.
I think
there's a lot to this one.
I think it's just, I mean, this one really does spell it out for you. It's that, you know, it's kind of like that Southern saying, bless your heart. No Southern woman tells you that in a way of like truly giving you a blessing. That is a backhanded compliment.
It's like you're a dumb fuck, right?
Yes. Like, oh,
you fucking moron.
Yeah.
You idiot.
So
God's favorite idiot.
You know, it's just when you think about the way people talk about people or give compliments, sometimes, especially girl to girl, it's very negative in context.
I think about that all the time, because I'll say sweetheart. I feel like that's a very outdated term, but
like,
I mean,
also
me, I just try to be kind.
It's also kind of like, I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking.
That's not good for a podcast show. No, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But there's more of a tenderness or softness that I don't think we do a good job of exhibiting, even if we're trying to give critique or being critical. We tend to be very, like, communicatively in this world now. It's very rough.
Yes. So like growing up, I was bigger. People would tell me, you have such a pretty face, or you have such pretty hair. And it was only about my face and up.
Basically alluding that there's other parts of you that aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some people would actually say, you would be so much prettier if you lost weight.
Yeah.
And so it's taking that and saying, you'd be so much prettier. Like, you're already pretty, but you're not quite pretty enough. And it's, you know, there were certain jobs I got as in retail when I did retail right out of college.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Where I got a assistant store manager position because they were bringing in a plus size division.
Right.
I worked at one very popular lingerie store, but I was only allowed to manage and work in the beauty department, like with perfumes and makeup and stuff like that, not the lingerie, because I wasn't their target audience. So it was like, yeah, we'll put you in, but you can't really be a part of the whole picture. You've got to stay segregated to where you're
a niche.
Yes. And that's going to be hair, makeup, perfume.
I can see where that would cause a lot of harm. I mean,
or plus size clothing, because you're the only one that's wearing it. So we need to have a plus size person in our store to say that, you know, it's here and we're open to it.
Yeah.
It's just, it was really,
I get that. Yeah.
It's really like, it's shitty.
Yeah, it is. But also, people are going to have natural biases. And like, I will say too, from a male perspective, I think, especially like working in the corporate world, when I was at my biggest and unhealthiest, I think there is a natural lack of respect for that. Like, because if you're not taking care of yourself, like, I think it gives off an impression at times like of laziness or not caring, because if you don't care about yourself, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can see where these biases can happen. I'm not saying it's okay. And I used to be very frustrated about it, because I'd be like, I work really hard. I do a really good job, but you never get that final like reward, you know,
right.
of like getting put into a management spot or a leadership role. And you would see, you know, people that dress the part or look the part, they may be newer, but they would get it. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, there's reason, because they're not because they're not capable. They're capable. And then also they give off, it's their business. It's their physical business card. You think though, you know, now that we're saying this, where it's kind of like this backward softness, but it's backhanded compliment. Like when we're talking to our kids about, you know, because we do talk about happiness and physical health. I mean, it's really more focused around, and do we have to, crew, keep us honest on this. Tell us about, you know, if you have kids or if you're talking to any younger folks and you're talking to them about, you know, their weight or those sorts of things, because we have kids that we talk about with weight all the time, and what Emily and I's struggles have been. And we're like, I'm telling you, when the check comes due, you're not going to want to be in an unhealthy place as an adult, because it has effects on everything. Not only your physical ability to get around, but it's going to affect your happiness. It could potentially affect your jobs, everything, your relationships. When you're not taking care of yourself first and you're not in good physical condition. But I feel like maybe we're giving off, or you think we're still giving off that same vibe that like you experienced when you were a kid?
God, I hope not, but maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because we don't talk about it like, oh, you'd be so much, but we do talk about it like you will be happier. The better in shape you are, and the better you're taking care of your body. I know I've said that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's also like, think about when one of them puts on an outfit or they got it backwards and you're like, oh, honey, or, oh, sweetie. It's
yeah,
like,
that is okay. Yeah, we do that sometimes.
Kind of. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
are you even trying?
Yeah. Are you really, like, do you really think that's what we're doing?
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like when she's saying, like, people are, like, you know, doing that. It's always been, there's that
point of affection, but it's also
that goes into that word.
Feeling sorry for people. And we talk to kids about it all the time. Like, the last thing you want is somebody to feel sorry for, because they don't really care. You want people to be not hard on you in a negative way, but hard on you in the sense of having an expectation for you. And the last people that, I love Mike Tyson's quote, everyone you fight isn't your enemy, and everyone that is not nice to you or helps you isn't your friend. And there's a lot of people out there that like don't want to deal with whatever you got going on, and they're just going to appease you, you know? And we've talked to kids about that a ton. That's a really good point. See, that's why I love her shit.
But like when somebody really does care about you and loves you, the way they talk to you, when they use those like trigger words like sweetheart or doll or honey or love or dear or whatever, it's that tone of voice isn't like, oh, honey.
It's more of,
hey,
hey, we need to get it together,
honey. Like it's, there's a firmness to it. Right. And there's, you just know that that's not meant to sugarcoat the insult.
Colin usually just tells me that's bullshit, man, or you're being disingenuous. Like Colin, I will say this is where I think Colin is a really good friend. If I'm not doing things the right way, Colin will communicate that to me, and not in a bad way. Colin has a stoicism to him where it's like,
he's very intuitive.
It's taken a long time for me of building a friendship with Colin of like, not getting used to it, but like not overthinking about it. Like, you know, oh, I'm worried he's upset or whatever like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's a good friend in that regard. If everybody had a call, and I think you'd be in good shape, because when you want the people around, and that's actually our whole family that we have, that group. You know, if you're not doing something the right way, they'll tell you. And then 10 minutes later, you'll be fine. You'll be talking about normal stuff. But like, hey, we're going to take a second here, and I'm going to tell you how I disagree with you, or I'm going to tell you how I feel about this. And then, you know, you take it for what it is. And then we're going to go back into how it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's important to have that. Yeah. But also important, to your point, and I think the song alludes to that, kind of important to identify which is which, and then, you know, and then again, who you're revolving around in your life. Yeah. Final track, Emily.
Life of a
Showgirl.
Yeah. I love that she had Sabrina Carpenter in it.
Yeah, this is a lot of people's favorite ones, right? Mm-hmm. As far as like just general, like, hey, my favorite song. I've seen this as usually one of the top voted ones. This and Elizabeth Taylor are the ones I've seen in the last 2 surveys I saw.
Yeah.
They seem to be duking it out.
I mean, I think this one just really does go fully behind the curtain. And it shows her learning throughout the process of it what she got herself into. Looking back on it, she didn't fully understand what she was getting into. She just had a dream and she was going to go do it. And now she sees the work, she sees the sacrifice, she sees what it really truly means, you know, behind the curtain and in front of it. Yeah. And I think this is a true reflection in her career as it is now. And I really do love it.
I think to your point, that's what I think of when I listen to this song. I mean, it's not like it's it's talked about, but it's not like, I look at it like this is a song of you have all those songs before, and there's purpose to everything, how she has it in order and that sort of stuff. So you have all these things she's talking about, and you see this journey of living and learning through life, where that's gotten her and kind of what her perspective is on these certain items now at this given time. And then you see this full circle reflection type of song. Mm-hmm. And that kind of holistically rounds it out, right? I mean, it's like, yeah. And I think it's a good point. Like we do have to, I do think it's helpful to not dwell on the past, but to reflect and learn from it, right? And if we're not regularly reflecting on things in given periods of time and then taking it, learning from it, and then moving forward and becoming better people, we're doing ourselves a disservice and we're just not growing as well as we can grow. And I say that for somebody who's not looked at the bigger picture and made choices on the short term rather than long term. And sometimes we just don't do a good job of that holistic, reflection. And I think she's obviously got a goddamn PhD in it.
Yeah. Right? Like the line that says, the more you play, the more you pay. Mm-hmm. Like it's not money. It's you're paying with your life. You're paying with everything you're sacrificing. It's you that's paying, you're giving up more of yourself every time you go out there on that stage. And every time you put something else out there, like you're giving up another piece of you. Yeah.
I mean, you want a ticket to the show of life. It's, the price is typically suffering in some sort of point of manner. I mean, but a lot of things are found through suffering. And I don't mean it like in a real negative connotation. I mean, like you go through life, you suffer through a lot of things. But it's going through those things that are hard and difficult are the things that are what allow us to grow. And eventually will lead us to being overall happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's, again, I'm not trying to get too crazy deep about this album, but I just think it's kind of almost a redefining of what happiness is. It's like we have this perceived or been brought up on what perceived to be is happiness, which is there's just nothing really difficult happening for you. That's not it at all. I mean, it's honestly, it should be the opposite. You're dealing with a lot of difficult things, but yet you're still able to take them on, grow from them, do those sort of things, because everybody's going through the same stuff. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things wrong and does things right. But it's actually not the path of least resistance that is really going to make us happy in the end. It is suffering, reflecting, learning, growing, and then repeat. Mm-hmm. And she's done that. And she's made 12 beautiful albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final thoughts, Emily, Taylor Swift albums. Taylor's albums. Jesus Christ, sorry. Life of a Showgirl.
I think it was a perfect way to end the album.
What would you rank it out of 12?
What do you mean?
Out of her 12 albums, what would you rank it?
Oh, rank this album?
Yeah. I don't listen. I mean, I listen to her every day, but I don't listen to it enough. Number 3. Okay. This is my favorite album so far. But again, I think I'll get killed on that.
Probably.
I don't know. But yeah, Do We Have to Crew, let us know. What would you rank it on Taylor Swift's list of her wonderful 12 albums that she's brought into this beautiful world? DoWeHaveTo.com, and you can go to, obviously, youtube.com/@DoWeHaveTo, a marriage podcast for all of our videos. And you can, of course, comment, and we'll have shorts out, I'm sure, talking about this wonderful subject. Mm-hmm. So, Emily, as we wrap up the show, as we always do, and I actually was proactive and caring and empathetic about our Do We Have to Crew Peloton team, want to talk about our fitness journey. Want to let you know that our Peloton team we broke our personal record for most workout time in a given week, which was, I think, 268 hours this past week.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And you guys can follow Emily and I on Peloton. What do they follow us at, Em?
I'm Emily_in_KC.
And I'm at Do We Have to KC Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a team as well, the Do We Have to Crew, which you can join voluntarily, or you can add Emily and I, and we can add you to the team. But we all work out together. We're growing every week. We're adding more and more members. We haven't had a week where we haven't had at least a handful of people joined the Do We Have to Crew. Mm-hmm. And every week we announce where we're at in the top 20.
Yeah.
And so this is where we're at right now, but we have till Sunday to make changes. This is the first time ever I've been in the lead. And it did take me working out like 3 hours on Monday, or 3.5 hours on Monday to get here. So it's not going to last because Brown Eyes is on me. So I'm at number 1 actually right now. Do We Have to Pod KC is at 6 hours and 52 minutes. Obviously, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Brown Eyes from the United Kingdom, Birmingham, specifically 6 hours and 30 minutes at number 2. Number 3 is Barbie Gal, 4 hours and 34 minutes out of Kansas City. Number 4, Pelodonosaurus, classic, 4 hours and 7 minutes, Kansas City, Missouri. Number 5, Ashley Spin 79 out of St. Louis. You can find me in St. Louis. 3 hours and 40 minutes. Not a Runner Katie, Iowa Raised Kansas teacher. We love our teachers. 3 hours and 25 minutes. Krabby Cakes out of Kansas City at number 7, 2 hours and 55 minutes. Number 8, Rock Chalk Stelts, 2 hours and 39 minutes out of Kansas. Michaela Bryn, 2 hours and 10 minutes out of Kansas City. Number 9. Number 10, Wawanola, 1 hour 41 minutes, New Orleans. Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
She's got to be new. I haven't seen her on the list before.
That's a new name.
So a new member to the team, and welcome. And we love having New Orleans. We have family in Louisiana, so that's perfect. Peloton member. This is interesting. I don't know why you want to join our crew and then not share who you are, but Peloton member at number 11, hour 35 minutes. Location not listed. Outlaw Bad Talt at number 12 from Michigan. Nice. 1 hour 31 minutes. Number 13, Kelly E. out of Sunrise Beach, Missouri, hour and 30 minutes. Tie with Shanna Banana Can at an hour and 30 minutes as well. No location for Shanna Banana Can. Number 14, Casey Lama, hour and 17 minutes out of Kansas City. Number 15, Raising Cane 08, 1 hour and 5 minutes out of Maryville, Missouri. Go Bearcats. Number 16, Inspired_Jayhawk at 1 hour and 4 minutes, Kansas City area. Fit Queen Lisa at number 17, hour and 2 minutes at Overland Park, Kansas, the fancy part of town. Number 18, Kelsey Lifts, 51 minutes out of Garwood, Texas. 19 is Plaskinator, 50 minutes out of Nova, Nova. I know. I didn't know. I'll have to look that up. I don't know where it's made at.
Like North Virginia?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. And then finally rounding us out, last but not least, number 20, Crazy Spin Legs, 49 minutes out of Orlando, Florida. So yeah, guys, and again, every week we'll do our best to make sure that we're announcing it. We're also last week just dropped at the end of the week the top 20 of the list, and just reach out to us, join, get healthy with us. We're going to be talking in some upcoming episodes about Emily and I's weight loss journey and things we've tried and done. So if you have any interest in that or want to learn about that, continue, like, subscribe, and share our show.
Yeah, you can find us at dowehaveto.com. You can follow us at YouTube at Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. Instagram, Facebook, and Threads is at do.we.have.to. Oh, Lord. And Twitter is at Do We Have To Pod. And TikTok is at Do We Have To, a marriage pod.
Yeah. And to the Do We Have To crew, thank you so much for going on this journey with us for Life of a Showgirl. Make sure you're listening to it today. Hopefully you're all jamming out to it in your car or while you're working out. But while you're listening to it, make sure and don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I love you, Rosemary.
Love you too.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my club.